Good morning. I believe we are going live today. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this week's Sacred You Empowerment Program, where we are presenting a conversation today around your vibration about money, diving deep, getting into some really, really juicy conversations here. I've got a expert panelist all here ready to share their innovative tips, tricks, and basically it's all about you today, this conversation. So please, if you are here live watching us, put it in the comments, let us know you are here. We'd love to say hello. Hashtag live if you're here live, hashtag replay if you happen to show up and watch the replay. So what is creating a new vibration about money? And it's really around living in the level of consciousness, which I call wealth consciousness, to establish a new vibration of your money, right? But there are specific keys that we really need to embody as part of this new vibration, right? Because what happens is that we struggle with conditioning and programming from external environments, our own beliefs and thoughts around things. So there's this subconscious energy that operates without sometimes us knowing. And today I want to bring into awareness through everyone here this fundamental level where using our awareness and we using that, we start to begin to resonate more and more of what we want more than what we don't. So again, that law of attraction working in our favor, observing, knowing what vibration we want to create and the direction that we're going. And if anyone saw the solar transit report just before this beautiful conversation today, it is all about the power and the gate of determination. So when you understand this piece here today, you can then start looking and focusing clearly with determination where you're headed and what vibration you want to create around your money today. So let me dive into our expert panelists here today, who are Josette Diaz. We have Tunga, and sorry, I don't have your last name just yet, and Tim Bridges, who is coming from Texas. So good morning, good morning. Now, I'm just going to do a quick intro to you all. So our people here watching know what you do. And look, I'm actually going to leave that with you. I want you to share in 1 minute an introduction of yourself. I'm not going to read from a script. I want you to tell me what you do. 1 minute, and we'll start with Josette, go to Tunga, and then over to Tim. Go for it.
I love the twist, Allison. Thank you.
Let's talk about changing physiology first, will we?
So hello, everyone. My name's Josette Diaz. I'm a self-mastery expert, and women hire me to grow their self-awareness so they can embody their truest selves so they start living their own dreams. And I have a background as an NLP master practitioner. I'm also a Reiki master teacher, and I'm certified as an art therapy practitioner as well. And I love to do speaking. I love podcasting. I love interviewing. Those are all the things that I really love doing. And most of all, I really love working with committed women who are resilient and that are in that sweet spot in their lives where they are heading into midlife. And so those are the ladies that I love to work with.
Beautiful, thank you. Yes, it's and you're such a manifesting generator. They love to do those type of things. Tunga.
I have no idea what's about to come up, so you were very articulate, Josette. I'm not following that. So my name is Tunga. I am the Money Emotional Intelligence Coach. So I work mainly with the body and mind connection when it comes to our behaviours and decisions around money. I lead the soul-led money tribe here. So we're focusing on dismantling a lot of the I want to be positive. be positive, Tonga. So a lot of the current financial literacy programs and some of the harm that has caused, and really rebuild from that. And I really am looking forward to this conversation. And I work with individuals or families, mainly hardworking people who are sick of being broke and not quite understanding why a simple budget doesn't work for them. So in order to rebuild their lives and be the person that they were meant to be here in their fullest expression. So that's me. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanga. I love your why. So, so powerful. Thank you. Tim.
Hey guys, I am a entrepreneur who has joined a spiritual journey through this little process here, but on building a few 6- and 7-figure businesses in recruitment and design. So kind of third-party services to support businesses. And along the way, just like you, Josette, I actually formed a podcast here this last year called Optimum Ideation. And I interview business professionals that are building platforms to help others or have built them.
Wow.
And so I've been lucky enough to interview people like Tony Robbins' coach, Jim Britt, and Gina Gardner, and some other great ones, and have also networked with this organization here and some of these beautiful people in this organization here, Sacred U. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. I was just at Tony Robbins this weekend, 4-day immersion, UPW. It is incredible. Absolutely. Now, thank you everyone for introducing yourselves. I could not have given that justice, I promise you. Maureen and Nikki are here watching, so give a shout out to them at the moment.
Hey.
So what I want to do today is I really want to sort of come together and really start to look at raising your vibration to meet the frequency that you want to receive when it comes to your money. Tanga's the emotional one. Go and see her about your money emotions and tapping into that. But really, we want to just learn today some really quick tips, tricks. We've only got an hour. We can't be here all night. We could be here forever in this case. However, law of attraction. Now, how can you use law of attraction to start shifting your money mindset and then starting to manifest that abundance that you're looking for? I'd love to go around the room and sort of answer that question here. And if any of those watching have a question, please throw it in the comments. We will get to you. But I might start with you, Tim.
Okay.
What principles from law of attraction have you started using that has shifted your mindset around money and abundance?
Yeah, I do a lot of self-observation. And so if I see myself kind of going off track, or, it's always keeping your mind aligned at your goals, your decisions on the path that you're going on. And so like in building my recruitment business, I have to find clients. And so I have to stay on that path. I have to find, whenever I get a job, I have to find this exact person they need to hire. So my mind has to be on that path. And so if I find myself saying, I'm not going to find this person, I'm not going to find this client, well, you got to be observing all day long, 24 hours in a day, staying on this path of it's going to happen. We're going to do this. These stars are going to align and nothing's going to get in my way. You don't allow anything to get in your way, and you just stay on that track. And, every decision that you make throughout the day is leaning towards success and not going the other route.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And there was a conversation that happened through the weekend that I experienced of, we're driving down a dirt road or a long stretch of road, and there is nothing in sight, right? And so our mind then tends to wander and tends to go off track. But then suddenly we see a telegraph pole that's come out of nowhere, and you're like, oh my God, there's a thing. We start to focus on the thing, right? What happens is that car eventually crashes into the thing because it's focused on the thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So where thank you for sharing this. It's like where your attention goes, your energy flows, right?
And your money grows.
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you. Tanga, I'd love to hear from you.
Gosh, that took a long time to unmute. So I think for me, just building off what Tim was talking about, for me, it's really practicing. You can do the little things and practice for the big things. And so from small things, big things grow. So if we really show that gratitude of receiving, and we practice them in such small amounts, such obvious amounts of what we have, and beginning that from a fresh mind, from when we open our eyes and we notice the things we don't normally notice because we're all so busy. And this is available to us. Just this idea, and I'll go back to one of my coaches, Jay Shetty, would say, if you're going to grab your phone, you're inviting hundreds of people and their thoughts and their stuff into your life first thing in the morning. So when we practice this ability just to open and really show this gratitude of receiving the small things, the big things flow through as well, and you start to notice that.
100%. I'm just sitting there going, yes. Both of you so far. Yes has become a thing over the weekend, so it's become a habit now. But it's gratitude, right? It's really feeling that love for, and it reminds me of Ubuntu, right? Ubuntu is African philosophy for I am because you are. Yeah. And so those small things, when we are celebrating, and this was one big lesson that I learnt, and I've been teaching my own clients too, but I want to sort of amplify the message here, is that celebrating creates a new vibration in your body. It's changing your physiological pattern that you are used to. This is how your vibration gets risen, and using that gratitude, that love, automatically raises it, as you said. And celebration of those small things, because they become big things. Before you know it, you're a 6-figure entrepreneur and you're like, woohoo, now let's go 7 and let's go 8. And before you know it, it's done. So I love that. Thank you, Tonga. Josette.
Well, I mean, observation and gratitude are just both, practices of mastery. And I absolutely love that you guys mentioned that Tim mentioned observation, and Tonga, you were speaking of gratitude. They're so important. The one thing that I would like to add to that is clarity and vision, and how you speak about money, and making sure that your vision is clear to you and that you are connected and aligned with it, allows you to then use words that give the indication that it's already there. Because when you use words like I want, I need, or someday when, if you find yourself using those words in connection to looking forward to money coming in, then you are telling money a story. Your words and that energy of those words lead ahead of you. Your energy leads ahead of you. And so when you're using words like that, money is getting the message that, oh, you still want, you still want to need, you still someday would like. And so having that clarity of vision and connecting it to the words that you say and that you practice are all a part of that law of attraction. And the observation is huge in my opinion. And I think that, when Tim spoke of that, I was just like, oh, I mean, you can just drop the mic on that. And then, when you further it with the gratitude, like Tonga mentions, it just continues to drive that clarity of your vision. So I think vision is kind of like the driver to move it all forward.
100%. And you've got to know your why. You have to know. I don't care whether you're, someone who's just the mum at home looking after your kids and being the best mum you can possibly be, that's your why. Or if you're the entrepreneur that wants to be, Tony Robbins, like the next Tony Robbins, it's your why. Why are you doing this? So that clarity on why you're doing it does give that vision of focus and where you're going and where you're headed. So thank you for sharing that. And of course, powerful around the language of what you're using with your money. So this too can be a massive game changer. I've heard people speak, you know, when it comes to the language that you use around your money, do you treat it like it's your best friend and your lover, or do you treat it like it's a piece of dirt? Right? That there alone is the game changer there, because, you know, if you can sit with the energy of money, because it is an energy, it's just an energy. It comes in, it comes out. The physical thing is the bit of paper, the coin, whatever it is, right? When we're looking at the vibration of our money, how do you feel about it? Is it your lover and you want to treat it nice and use those loving words? Or is it just like, I've got $20 this week. And it kind of feels like, you know, like the way you speak to it is the way it's going to treat you back. It's a true reflection of your own energy. So I love that. Thank you everyone for sharing. I do now want to go into raising how we go about doing this, right? How do we go about raising our vibration and creating that new vibration, which we call a set point? So everybody in this room and in the planet has a set point. Now, what your wealth set point is personal. I cannot tell you what that is, right? It's the same with your weight, the same with your relationships. It's the same with all of the things that you have in your life that mean something to you. You have a set point, right? The quickest and fastest way that I can teach you to check your own set point is to grab a pendulum if you have one, or a necklace with a stone that you've been wearing, and literally just do the numbers and let your pendulum say yes or no, right? That will tell you what your vibration is currently sitting at. This will be the current set point that you have, which is really powerful to have that observation first and foremost. And then to raise that vibration is like, where am I going now, right? So I know for me personally, I'm about to receive a $100,000 year, my first 6-figure year, and I'm so goddamn happy and grateful for it, right? I've raised my vibration enough that I've got to that set point. It is done, right? So my next goal, right, with this clarity and this vision and knowing to use that power of observation and clarity and gratitude, like I'm now going for the $1 million, you know, and this is where you raise that new set point. So going around the room again, what are really some effective ways, strategies, daily routines, things that you have done that has helped you understand where you're currently sitting at with your set point and how to go about raising it? So I might start with you first, Tanga.
I love this. I so love this. And when we really start to dismantle a lot of the conditioning that we don't even realize is sitting in our unconscious.
Absolutely.
You know, it's so important. For me, it was starting the day with meditation. And, you know, we've heard this stuff, but unless you get quiet and you can notice what it is that you are vibrating towards, what is it that really opens your heart up? What is your vision of you without your parents and your ancestors, like without societal conditioning, all of that? Just go straight to what your heart is, so that you can really open up to that visioning of what your North Star is going to be. What is that? What does it look like? What does it feel like? And that you start to get the confidence and the trust to understand when you're on that pathway. But the biggest lesson is when you're not on that pathway. I found when you're not on that pathway and things are not feeling good, you're stressed, you're biting people's head off, you start to realize actually what feels good, what's in flow, when I'm on track. And so when I know that deep why, when I know that deep why, I get to discern when I pick up the phone and someone's trying to sell me something on Facebook or whatever, I get to say, that's interesting. Is that going to take me closer to that mountain of me, or am I going to be diverted? And I think my story has always been the shiny objects. I've always been running around doing circles
Guilty.
around
Guilty.
So now I'm finding a way to get straight, to get on that pathway. And I love Steve Jobs is, sometimes you're not going to see what's ahead of you, but you're going to join the dots when you look back and you get there. So trust is a big factor as well.
Oh, thank you. Hallelujah. Trust. Like, one thing that, that I have learned in the last 5 years is teaching men and women alike to trust their goddamn intuition. Will you just goddamn trust it? We were given it to us for a reason. Do I have to rant about it? Like, and trusting is that big key. Like, we've just been told over the years through that conditioning, don't do it. Don't trust it. It's not going to take you anywhere, or whatever the story that you get bloody told. Yeah.
100%.
So thank you for sharing that. And again, you mentioned it again, that why. Like, what's your why? You have to know it, because you can create, I don't know, it kind of feels like when you know your why, you kind of have that real energy to like stomp through every moment, no matter how hard it is, right? But when you're kind of on the surface of like, oh, I just want to help people, kind of feels real like you're just walking with sticks, not really helping yourself. Josette, love to hear from you, hun.
So raising your vibration. Okay, well, I mean, your thoughts and the words that you use, again, are all part of raising your vibration. It's also the inner work that you do that, Tanga, you speak to this often about the generational, mindset and everything. And I love that, because it's so important that we do that inner piece in order to bring out what the history of money is in our family, and then get rid of what you don't want and keep what you do. And the other thing that I've found to be extremely helpful is to make money, as we spoke about, you mentioned it already, Allison, that money is like its own entity. Make it your friend, have conversation with it. And because money's attracted, yeah, exactly. Money's attracted to you as much as you're attracted to it. So when I'm in, when I find myself in moments of fear, those are all human conditions. We're all going to go through it. It doesn't matter how high you are, how much money you make, you're still going to have those things rise up here and there. And when they do, knowing how to maneuver around that. And it's not bypassing, it's actually hitting it directly on, where you already know at that level what your core wounds are around it. So acknowledge the core wound and then move through that and engage money as your long lost friend, or as your friend that's your pal, that's kind of, always collaborating with you. And so I speak to money as, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We're going to get to do blah, blah, blah. And here's what I'm looking forward to next month. So, we're going to get this together and get this together. And so then I'm collaborating with money and bringing money with me along my journey. So it keeps that vibration at the same level. Now, that does mean that if I'm not hitting the marks that I want, then I get to look at that and raise it up even more. So that's my suggestion on raising your vibe for money.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. And it's all part of, the story that you tell yourself. If they're not your best friend, if they're not your lover, if you're not thanking money for allowing you to buy a cup of coffee, that one that you don't have to make, that gratitude, like, go into that love for money. That was one of the big game changers that I got when I was broke and $4 in my account, and how the hell do I buy milk and bread and got 2 kids to feed and holy crackers, like, you just have to decide and just go, right. My thought is, I'm not fucking broke. Yeah. And like, even though I did not believe it at the time, right, there is a place that, I'm at. I would never have thought, but I'm at 100K and I'm going for the million. So that million that I thought all that time ago is starting to come to fruition through different thoughts, different patterns. I love that. Thank you. Tim, final question, second question, final. panelist.
Yeah, I think you guys hit it pretty darn good. So I'll just kind of fill in some of the gaps. But meditation definitely, it's so required. But I find that, we're speaking for the audience here. And so I imagine, just like I had a hard time with it getting going, that others are having trouble with meditation. And I found that the reason why I was having issues with meditating was of self-sabotage. And so, yes, the language and speech and spelling, but I imagine people in the audience are probably drinking alcohol or taking prescription pills or, doing all these little things, eating, bad nutrition, maybe not taking proper vitamins and minerals, because our bodies are made up of over 100 minerals. So what can we do to optimize this operating system that we are all in this meat suit in together? But
I love it.
But what can we do? I like moringa tea. It has tons of good vitamins, different seaweeds and Celtic salts and different things. What can we do to stop drinking the coffees that are tearing up our insides, and replace that with other things?
Yes.
Or let's say, to get into a peaceful state, has anyone tried ashwagandha root, and added that to their teas? So what things can we find that can help fill in these need for minerals in our body to help our operating system operate better, help our mind operate better? And
absolutely,
the other thing that nobody touched on is breathing, breath work. And it's free. It's here for all of us. And we can all take some deep breaths and change. If we get in a state where we can't find that we can meditate, take 30 deep breaths and see where you're at after that. It'll probably help you get into that state there and get you on the right track. So, just some of those little tips might help out someone in the audience to help raise that vibration.
100%. Thank you very much for touching on that health, because that is super, super powerful and important. Like, our body has one gift, and that's this life, right? Treat it as such. What are you putting in your mouth? Where are you spending your time? Your environment's just as important in your physiology than it is, your mindset. If you're hanging out with cool, cruisy people, then you're going to get a cool, cruisy life. But if you're hanging out with the wrong people in the wrong crowd, guess what's going to happen? No matter how many times you dodge the police are going to get you in the end, because it's the people that you're hanging about with. Yeah. And I love that. And really focusing on our personal energy hygiene, right? Where do we want to be in our own, do you want to be eating McDonald's every day and watching the supersized movie and resonating with it? Or do you want to actually be like, I'm here and I'm going to be, drinking my bloody filtered water and doing all the things. So thank you very much for sharing that part with us, Tim. And finally, we have one last question for our panelists today before we ask our audience if they have any questions. I want today to be practical for everybody. So I would really love for you all to share a tip, an action that you have been doing or you have done with your clients that has created a transformation around money. Whether it's even just something like, all my bills are paid, all my needs are met, and all my desires are fulfilled as a mantra, if that's what you have come to. So, because I really do believe the more we empower people and our audience with tools, the more armor they have to bust through those walls that they have. So, and that's super important. So let's start with Josette this time.
Okay, so I love using reframes and affirmations, and I know there's controversy sometimes around affirmations, yet I like to use them in part as a reframe. So whenever I have like, I feel a little stunted around money, I'll usually do some kind of creative practice. And I'm a big user of neurographic art. I love neurographic art. And that is like a real needle mover for me, because it's there's a whole concept behind it that I can't explain because I'm not a certified practitioner of that yet. It's really cool. So if you don't know about it, check it out. And that's really nice because whenever I use the creative process, it helps me to shift blocks. And that's where I get in touch with my soul and can actually lift the veil on my subconscious. And so that's one way of moving things for you and creating a better relationship with money, and using different statements like, I had a goal of reaching a certain dollar amount. So I had it rhyme, like, get out of your way for 60K. I like doing fun things like that.
Yes.
So then I can sing it in my mind, and then it raises the vibe, because like you were talking about earlier, it is a celebration. And so every dollar I get, I say, ooh, thank you so much. Even if it's $20, let's bring your friends. We have more things to do. We have this and this we've got planned on, on the schedule.
Yeah.
And so it's all just kept like in fun and in light. And then that keeps things moving, it keeps me moving towards and having money give to me. So I love to keep that moving. And the other thing that I really wanted to mention is that keeping present. Like when there's moments of like we've talked about, where you get interrupted in your patterns of healthy habits with money, being present in the moment. Like right now, here today, I have no worries. My bills are paid, my rent is paid, and all is well. And I get to make choices around what I do with my money. And if I want to, I could spend $100. I'm choosing to not do that right now. So really getting present about where you are with your money and being honest and truthful with yourself, and then creating fun statements to keep you in that energy of celebrating and having a good time with money. And yeah. And that's kind of like, those are the tips and tricks that I use, and using creative process to keep me moving forward and uncovering, because there's always more layers, right? Even when you think you've arrived, there's always another layer, and you're going to get revisited by old stuff just because that's how it works.
I know, it's like, hello, onion.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. And I love that. And it is raising a vibration about money is it creates momentum, right? It creates force. And when you're conscious in your wealth, like your wealth consciousness with your nutrition and your toolbox and the awareness and the observations and the mantras and like all of the things, right? When you're in full present of my choice, what I want, where am I going, and then you're celebrating that direction, like you're being like, yeah, this feels right, really, really good, right? Because that's the best way to check you're in alignment, isn't it? How you feel. If you feel fucking excellent, guess what happens? Excellent results. You feel pretty poor, guess what happens? Poor results, right? So it's truly about your feeling of it. So thank you for sharing that. Tim, what's a practical tip or trick that you used in the past that would help our audience today?
Yeah. I mean, I love what Josette just shared. But I would say just always be building yourself in the right direction. And so if you have a few minutes, don't go watch Netflix. Go look up some videos and build your financial intelligence. Because if you look and you follow what, let's say the Rothschilds will do with, if they had money, they're going to go build a trust, and then they're going to have that trust own everything. and they're going to have trustees, and you just, there's so many different aspects to financial intelligence that if you are continuously building your mindset and learning these little aspects, that let's say you get it a 10 grand in your pocket, you could turn it into 100K, so it's just, it's constantly being on this path to success, and that's just another level of education that's not really taught in school. And so you really got to pick it up on your own and be around the people that are doing that or can help teach you that.
That's 100% correct. Like wealth mastery.
Yeah.
And again, Tony had been talking about this all weekend, where you go and hang out with the people who are going to get you there.
Yeah.
Not the people who are going to drag you backwards.
Yeah.
If you, and the thing is, what happens is, just like through this conversation, someone somewhere will have an aha moment, and they will be on this new 2mm trajectory that gives them so much power.
Yeah.
Right. And I thank everyone for being here in this conversation and helping others get those aha moments today. So thank you, everyone. Tanga, let's add in your practical tips and tips, Miss Money Queen.
Oh my gosh, we've had so much here. I'm like going, okay, maybe I could squeeze in that little gap. No, it's been done so well. I might just squeeze into that gap. So I'm going to, look, a lot of the work that I do is where, like think about you're earning 10 times what you used to when you first got your first job ever, but you're more broke now than you were then. And the interesting thing is there's this idea that people on Social Security are not good budgeters. Actually, they're probably the best because they're very conscious of where everything goes. But we lose that habit when money and abundance comes, through. And so when the work that we do a lot is around where are our spending leaks, and are those leaks serving our higher version of self and where I want to be heading to? Well, maybe those extra shoes where I've already got a pair of shoes in the closet that I could reuse, I could, and it's really about that self-intervention for me. It's the breathe, like you said, Tim, that's the most available resource to us in any moment. We're heading into Christmas, yet the shops are now starting to fill up with all of the commercial stuff of advertising Christmas is on, and we get swept into this whole idea that, oh my gosh, we've got Black Friday coming up, all of this spinning in our mind, and we're talking about things, and now we're going to jump onto Facebook, and now someone's going to try and sell us along this line on something we spoke about. And so really we get to disconnect from that and take a breath. And it doesn't have to be 30, even if it's just 3. You could be even out there shopping and thinking, you know what? I'm just going to sit down, have a few breaths. And that self-intervention, you're asking yourself maybe 2 questions. Who's really in the driver's seat here? Who's driving the bus right now? Is it mum, who is a people pleaser and wants everyone to feel really good? Or is it because I'm soothing myself? I just had an argument with my partner and it's really peeing me off, so I'm just going to, do something really good. And what is it then I need? What is it that I'm really needing to fill myself with? Love, connection. Maybe I could get that from walking down the beach and really connecting with my soul and giving me what I really need, because really that other pair of shoes that I don't need is going to go back into the closet again. So it's really, for me, is just those practical things where we give ourselves permission to say, oh, that's the me that needs to be loved. That's okay. And that's cool. And I recognize it.
That is so powerful.
I can plug that little leak that I would have spent on. For me, it could be food, it could be, spending.
Yeah.
One of the biggest leaks is our grocery budget. There is no grocery budget. Uber, like all of this commercialization is coming into it. So it is a societal thing, and we get to really detach from that, unplug from those, and decide I'm back in the driver's seat now. And I don't really need that.
Yes, absolutely. And I love that. That's so part of that wealth mastery path, like all those choices, being true to yourself, right? Stop lying to yourself and just like get real. No one else has to know how real you are with yourself, but you really need to just get real with it, right? Your husband doesn't have to know, your wife doesn't have to know, like just be honest with yourself, because if you're not honest with yourself, then how the hell can you be honest with anyone else? So super, super powerful. And I love that. And speaking of money leaks, the one thing that I found was one of my leaks was my fridge. Talking about food, right? So just notice, just pay attention. I just want everyone to be observant of what's in your fridge, right? What's in your crisper? Yeah, Josette's already given me the, oh, don't even look, don't go there, like blinkers on, right? This is a leak. How much money have you spent that's sitting in your fridge that you haven't eaten? Big leak in your aura, right? And so, you know, and when you learn to plug those leaks, when you learn to seal up your aura, energy hygiene, meditation, connection to your soul and what you actually truly want, that there is just enough to raise your vibration. And such a powerful conversation today. So to wrap up, I've heard this 3 times now, and I'm going to take it as like, pay attention, universe. We're going to go into a meditation, and I want to just connect with our own energy around money. I just want to sit for 5 minutes in that quietness, that stillness of your own soul, using our breath to connect. And I just want you, in your mind's eye, when I ask you, to just look at money as an energy, just a color, whatever that looks like for you. So everyone joining us, if you'd like to just close your eyes for a moment, get nice and centered. And how you do this is placing your feet on the ground and your hands facing up on your lap or on your chest, sort of giving your heart a little mini hug with your hands. And just taking a couple of deep breaths. And I want you to really expand your belly here. So breathing in, expand, and then out. And as you let it out into the earth. Let it go through the soles of your feet. Let the breath really take you away into the earth. Breathing in again, expanding that belly, opening the diaphragm, lifting the chest, and then out. And just relaxing into your seat now. Taking normal breaths. And I just want you to sit and feel the vibration of your energy right now. Just take stock of where you sit in your own energy right now, and just give it a percentage out of 100. Your vibration sitting at 80%, where you're feeling pretty awesome, nothing's going to get in your way today. You're feeling about 60%, where maybe you're a bit tired. And just use your breath in this moment to just raise your vibration a little bit more. So really start to pull that energy up from the earth. The more grounded we feel, the higher our vibration goes. So from the earth, pulling that up through the soles of your feet, bringing that energy from the earth to your knees, and then to your hips, and then in through your torso to your chest. Breathing the energy up from the earth and filling your shoulders and your head until it feels like you're going to burst from the top of your head and your crown. And when it does, I want you to let it go and send it to the universe, out the top of your head, into the universe, and just connect with your soul right now. Keep breathing normal, nice and relaxed. Now the pressure has been released. I want you to pull the energy from the universe, all that beautiful white light from the universe and God above, into your crown, and let it wash through you like you're having this beautiful white light shower, first spreading down your face and behind your head to your shoulders, elbows and fingers, down through your chest and your abdomen to your hips, down your legs to your knees and to your feet, and again out into the earth. And as you sit in this stillness, just be the observer of you. Say hi to yourself with a smile on your face in this moment. Say, nice to see you, with a smile on your face. It's so nice to see you, and feel your vibration rising with that love that she's looking back. He's looking back at you going, it's nice to see you too. This is money. This is how you can feel around money. It's a reflection of you. How do you feel right now? It's so nice to see you. You feel that expansion in your heart. You feel that love. And when you have a smile on your face, you can't not. So just take a look at money and have a little conversation for the next minute as you sit in that peace. Keep that smile on your face. Keep that vibration up. And just before we say goodbye to our money energy, I want you to share one little desire that you want money to help you with. And it can be anything. That's why it's called a desire. And when you have, thank it for being there and sharing this experience with you today. As you see that energy disappear, know that it hasn't gone completely, and you can tune in at any time to this. I just want you to sit with that desire for one more minute and just really soak up the feeling that how it would feel to have this desire manifest in your life. How amazing you would be. What it could do for you and all the people that you're willing to share your money with. What kind of life would you be able to create with this new abundance that you now have? And how would you feel to know that you have ticked something off your bucket list? How fucking amazing do you feel right now? Like you're unstoppable. When you feel ready, you can come back and start to open your eyes, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Taking a nice big deep breath and getting a little bit more into your body and grounded. One more thing I want to show you. I want to show you your own frequency. It's a bit of a fun game, so everyone watching. So rub your hands together and then hold them out like this. And I just want you to tune in to in between your hands. Can you feel your hands tingling? Can you feel like you have a ball of energy that if you were to push it in, it would squeeze hard? Go push it in, push it in, push it in. You can't, can you? But if you were to pull it out, it feels like it's expanding. Whoa, this is your energy. This is how powerful you are. All right? Now, I want you to put this energy, this ball of energy, keep your hands up, Tim, ball of energy. And I want you to put it into your heart. And I want you to feel that energy in your heart. Feel that ball of energy expanding from your heart with every single breath. In and out, in and out. This alone can raise your vibration because you sit in your own stillness, in your own energetic field, and it feels good. So, checking in with Sophia. Do we have any questions?
Not at this stage, no.
Perfect. All right.
But we do have people watching, so if anyone wants to put in a question, put it in really soon.
Yeah. We have about 5 or 6 minutes left. And in doing so, while we are waiting for the questions, I would love our panelists to share a beautiful gift that they have with the world today. What is it that you would like to offer our audience today who are watching, who are sharing this with us? Is there anything, any expertise, one final message, one final note, or a free gift that you would like to offer? Please, the floor is yours for about 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll start with you, Tim.
Okay. Yeah. If anybody is into business, I offer a free business walkthrough for business planning. It's about 4 to 10 pages on our website, and it's in our blog on the About Business section. So it's a free walkthrough for anybody that's interested.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Tanga, what do you have for us, hon?
Yeah, look, the tribe that I mentioned it before, the Soul-Led Money Tribe, it's free for 14 days. Sorry, no, it's $1 for 14 days to try it out. But you do get a 45-minute free session with me, even if it's in that time in the trial period. And that's just to do a full financial health and wellbeing check.
Perfect. And we can catch you on that QR code, can we?
Yes. Yeah, there's a link in there as well.
All right. So participants, get your phones out and start scanning that QR code. Josette.
Yes, I have I co-host a tribe called the Magical Playground, and it's where you can come if you are an entrepreneur, or if you're not an entrepreneur and you're looking to really seek more empowerment. We do all kinds of really fun, creative activities there, and they range from anywhere from making a unicorn crown to making wands to doing, all kinds of cool stuff.
I've done some cool stuff myself. I made that class there, didn't I? Yes, of course I did.
You do. I've made the little cube thing.
Yeah, that's right. It's the little, in the US we call them cootie catchers.
Yeah, right.
And,
so yes, this is a little masterpiece.
Yes, I know, isn't it beautiful? And so I also do provide people with a free chat just to get to know me, see where you are with your self-mastery. And I also offer a free circle of influence that is just a quick little cheat sheet to kind of see where you are and give yourself a larger perspective of where things are happening in your life and where they fit.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. How wonderful is this? I really truly hope that everyone has gotten something out of this today. Those watching, we would love to hear from you, even if you're afraid to say it now, say it later. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Isn't that what they say? And for those who, I've been your facilitator, Alison, and I help women tap into their intuition more and more and more so they can become more and more successful. So if you are interested, I do have a human design tribe through the Sacred You community where we tap into more of you using human design as the tool, as the map, as the gateway to understanding your authenticity and your intuition. So thank you everybody for being here today. It's been wonderful to share in your energy. And just as one final thing, I want everyone to celebrate themselves for being here, and let's raise our vibration for a couple of minutes. Let's do some woohoos.
Woohoo!
Yes. Thank you, everybody. You have all a wonderful day, and we'll see you all on the flip side. Thank you, Facebook. Bye for now.
Bye.